Jammers are actually the best field upgrade in Black Ops Cold War, and you need to be using them. Look, I know TTV Timmy told you that field mics were the best, but he's wrong. Field mics ain't got nothing on the jammer. In fact, no other field upgrade provides as much value to both you and your teammates. So I'm gonna break down what they do, how you should be using them, optimal placements, and how to counter enemy jammers. Let's dive in. Jammers will scramble the radar of any enemy within a 20-meter radius of it. That alone makes it extremely powerful, but it will also jam enemy devices within its radius too. This means enemy field upgrades, C4, decoy grenades, and even sentry turrets are rendered useless. If you hate campers, what more could you ask for? Unfortunately, friendly jammers have no effect on enemy jammers, so you're gonna have to go hunt those down yourself. Still, this thing is a pocket counter UAV and an EMP at the same time, which makes it great for both offense and defense. Field mics, on the other hand, are trash, less useful, to your team. The information it provides you by revealing enemies is valuable, don't get me wrong, but only the owner can see the revealed enemies. Without the communication skills of an MLG Elite Pro, field mics aren't really useful to anyone but yourself. Now back to the jammer. This thing is amazing for objective pushes. If your team is trying to rush the B flag in domination, you can bet there will be proximity mines, trophy systems, and field mics all over the area. Once you disable them, your team can roll in like stormtroopers, but hopefully with better aim. Of course, all of this power doesn't come without a drawback. The biggest flaw of the jammers is that they reveal their own position to the enemy. They can see the radius of the jammer on the map when they are outside of it, which means they roughly know where the jammer is. Now by this point you might be thinking, how can I stop my jammers from being destroyed immediately? My answer is eggs. Specifically, Easter eggs. You wouldn't drop an Easter egg out in the open, so don't do that with your jammer either. That being said, you don't want to randomly scatter them around the map. Look for places out of enemy sight to hide the jammer, and if you can't hide it, place it where they least expect it. For example, I like to put my jammers on the submarine at the bottom of Armada, which is a great spot to hide it, though maybe not after people see this video. But you want to place it down there somewhere on your team side, and then run away as fast as possible. You don't want to get caught with your pants down placing jammers, which is weird anyway, but if they see you, it's definitely going to get destroyed. People rarely look down there though. Honestly, if you place it down there, it'll probably last the whole match.
Hostiles took out your jammer.
Son of a... In all seriousness though, this is a really good spot. Not just because it's kind of obscure, but it will scramble almost the entire middle section of the boat. This is great because that tends to be where most of the action happens. Another spot that I like to drop the jammer is on the wing of the plane on checkmate, but of course on your spawn side. A big reason why spots like this one and the Armada spot are so good is because they have multiple elevations. So on Armada, there's 3 different levels your jammer could be on, which obviously makes it harder to find. Generally, you always want to look for a high traffic power position to drop your jammer on. When it's near the action, you will get the most value out of it. Just don't be that guy that drops jammers in your own spawn.
Bruh.
Although, placing it near your spawn in deathmatch modes might have some value because the spawns change so fast. Also, do not place your jammer in the path of grenades. It will be blown up. If you want to get to jamming faster, then you should consider taking the Gearhead perk. This is going to allow you to charge up your field upgrade faster and give you 2 total charges. Keep in mind though that you can only have 2 jammers up at one time. If you place a third one, it's going to cause that first one to peace out. But before you peace out, if you learned something new from this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more Call of Duty tips. We're on the long road to 1,000 subs and any support is appreciated. So moving on to countering the jammer. There's actually a few ways to go about this. Engineer and Spycraft counter the jammer in their own ways. Spycraft will make you immune to the jammer's effects completely and allow you to hack it. Engineer, on the other hand, will reveal the location of the jammer so you can hunt it down easier or just chuck a grenade at it from a distance. You really can't go wrong with either pick. Unfortunately though, they both have steep competition in their perk slots, so you may have to sacrifice something you want, like Ninja or Flak Jacket. You could just have an anti-field upgrade class that you switch to as needed and then go back to your main class, but maybe that's a little too much work. If you don't want to spend any of your perk slots to counter the jammer, then there's always the old-fashioned way of using your eyes and the minimap to try and find it. Since you can see its radius on the minimap, you know that the jammer is going to be somewhere in the middle of it. But you're going to have to memorize where the center is, because as you get closer, you won't be able to see the radius anymore. Be mindful that the effective radius is actually slightly larger than what you see on the minimap too. Thankfully, it emits a sound that you can follow to find it. But finding it this way can be annoying if your opponents use good placements and other action is happening near it. So by now, you're on the road to becoming a master jammer. Just remember that elevation is key, and if that's not an option, you want it out of sight but near the action. Don't be too hard on yourself if your jammers get destroyed a lot, especially if you're playing team deathmatch, because without the objectives around to force people into a predictable position, it's harder to place your jammers. So I hope this video helped you out. I'm Doc Caesar, and I hope to see you next time.